Debonair. Okay.
What's good, y'all? Shout out to Notification Gang for hitting the like button. If the video didn't start yet, y'all the village ones in it. I appreciate you anyway. Shout out to y'all, man. Y'all are the ghosts. If you haven't already, please make sure you add me on all social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. All the information is in the description. All the links are in the about page. Y'all go ahead, y'all click. Hey, wait, I had several of y'all send me clips of this interview. I did started watching the interview from the beginning. I'm trying to finish it in its entirety. I got to maybe 35, maybe 40% of the interview. Again, like I said, y'all sent me so many clips. It's hard to keep up, y'all. I'm sorry. But I'm going to try to do this one. And I may be able to get to maybe one, maybe two other clips. So we'll get into that later on whenever I do decide to get into that. But K. Michelle was recently on Cam Newton's podcast. And shout out to Cam Newton, man. Cam Newton's been having a stellar year and a half, 2 years now since he had. I mean, Buddy done had everybody, bro. Buddy done had, if I'm not mistaken, he had Estelle. Shout out to Estelle. I love her music. Buddy had Charleston White. That was probably his biggest interview. He also had, who else did he have? Jonathan Majors, Megan Good, and he had somebody else on there anybody, it no matter, whatever. But shout out to Cam Newton, man. That guy there, his podcast is killing it right now. His podcast is killing. Now that everything's happening with Shannon Sharp, I don't know what's going to happen with Club Shay. I have no idea. But all I am going to say is this Cam Newton podcast is where it's at. I'm gonna make sure to provide the link to the full interview so y'all can go ahead and watch that. But let's get into this, y'all, because K. Michelle breaks down begging black men to build families, to continue building families with the black women. And real quick before we get into it, I found it really weird because this is the same woman that was I don't know if y'all been following K. Michelle. She's a great singer. But this is the same woman that was pushing interracial couplings, right? Same woman that was running around her hollering about how she found her white daddy, her white zaddy. No disrespect, y'all. I'm sorry. This is what y'all be saying. Her white zaddy, how happy she is with her white zaddy, all this, that, the third. But to put a pin in that, and we'll come back to that later on, prior to her saying all that nonsense, she used to say how she wanted a thug, how she wanted a dude that can control her, how she wanted ABC 1, 2, 3. Now, here we have, again, I keep saying this, here we have a lady, how old is K. Michelle? What, 40, 45? At the wall, and still looks great for 40 something. I think she's like 45. Still look great for that. And, you know, I'm pretty sure it's mainly due to plastic surgery. Still looks pretty good. But the wall has came and gone and hit her and just kept it moving. The wall as far as her youth, what she can offer in a relationship, who she is, her damn body, her hell, I can even say to an extent her career, because she hasn't really been putting out music like that. Again, K. Michelle's a great singer, man. I don't know if y'all know her catalog, but she got some windpipes. She can blow, bro. She can sing. I hold her up there with well, I would say she's probably better than like A. Marie, but she's up there. She's really good. But anyway, let's get into it, y'all.
Well, being in Atlanta all this time and then going to Nashville, where it's predominantly white. One, they go home at 5 and 6 o'clock when they're producing because they go home to their families. Being a country singer, if you are a singer in country music, you're a man. If you are not married, it is not respected. Family is respected in country music in that space. But in our space, we are singing about side chicks. We are glorifying a lot of women. That's not what happens in Nashville. You can't call a woman a bitch, a hoe in Nashville because they'll never even listen to your music and your professional career will suffer. At what point in the black community do our men create real homes? And even talking, just our first time talking, and you said you didn't even mean for that to happen. Life happens. I'm not here to judge life. I'm looking at a successful black man that has the ability to literally turn the narrative on black family, you know? And my grandfather, I watched my uncles and everything. My whole family, they're married. I'm not the girl who didn't see what a man creating a black family is supposed to be. So I'm asking right now, black men, I got to my black men to really step up for black women and create families.
Yeah.
It's really not cool. Black men are attacking black women. And it's not a cool, they're not creating homes. They're creating babies everywhere. It's not cool. And I'm asking you, other successful black men, to be, you have to set an example as leads. The cute social media back and forth on black women. Black women are strong. Black women are where you come from, this and that. So there probably isn't any sympathy for you and just life happening, because there's so many other things around you going on that are not fair to black women. What is going on with the black family? We are consistently creating the cycle of kids who can't come home and see their daddy there. And they see their mama sad at night. At what point is the successful black man in this world going to step in and really create structure? I see white men doing it every day. I get to witness the best of both worlds every day. Getting on stage singing R&B, being here in Atlanta, I get to sing R&B, but then I get to go to Nashville and be like, you mean you ain't staying out till 6 in the morning? You gonna go home to your family? You gonna write this song and leave at 5 and 6 because you gonna take care of your family and your wife? At what point do the successful black men build black families? We ain't gonna ever have a black family if y'all don't do it.
I let her go on for a while on purpose, because I agree with, I would say 90% of everything that she said. I agree with majority of everything she said. The thing that kills me, I kept making a face because she kept saying the same thing over and over. At what point is successful black? Damn, baby, what about the unsuccessful? First of all, what is your definition of a successful black man? Because she said she was told when she spoke to Cam Newton, she said you successful. You're a successful black man. That's what she said to Cam Newton. So is a quote unquote successful black man someone that's Cam Newton's what? Level as far as finances? Because Buddy, if I'm not mistaken, Buddy got he played for Carolina, he played for the Patriots. I'm pretty sure Cam Newton probably has tens of millions. I don't think he have hundreds. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure Cam Newton got tens of millions of dollars in his account. And that's just not, that doesn't even include social media. That's just includes his football career. Tens of millions of dollars. So if we're just talking about Cam Newton, then yes, ma'am, we're not. I mean, you're talking about less than 0.0001% of black men in America if we're talking about Cam Newton. Whatever. Let's talk about what the last thing she said also to as well. She said white men go home at 5 p.m. They go home to their wife. Ma'am, Michelle, I'm willing to bet that those white men that's married that went home to their wives, I'm almost certain that they themselves are not they themselves, but they didn't go home to a woman that got her goddamn titties and ass all on social media, all over social media. I can almost guarantee you that. So when we're having these types of conversations, let's get into it. She spoke about what black men are not doing. And again, I agree with 80%, 90% of everything that she just said, right? This is why it's so important, fellas, to make sure that you're listening and paying attention and make sure that you break down whatever it is that anybody is saying, but more important what Kevin Michelle is saying, but what black women are saying. This is why we say it is so important to understand, fellas, y'all boys pay attention. Ladies too, but y'all boys pay attention. This is the reason why it's so important to understand that men control access to relationships and women control access to sex. Because what happens or what could, let me say that, what could happen after having sex. You can get a woman pregnant, fellas, but that's not going to happen unless she what allows you to have sex with her. So we're skipping over past that part and going directly to, oh, well, black men is doing this, that, and the third. And again, hell, I agree with you. I have been on y'all, and if I remember, I put that at the top. I have been on camera, first of all, denouncing people like Cam Newton, Nick Cannon, Future, you know, insert whatever black man name that's in that same damn category. Y'all have heard me on camera saying, hey, yo, listen, y'all boys can't sit with us. I've said this before, so I don't want no black women talk about, oh, well, you just trying to, no, don't even do that. But at the same time, we have to hold K. Michelle accountable. And doesn't, if I'm not mistaken, I think K. Michelle has, I think she has a child, and she's never been married. So she herself falls within that category. Again, she has been on camera talking about nonsense, and I think she was on a reality show. Was it Love and Hip Hop? One of them. I don't really watch TV, so I can't really tell y'all. But I recall doing a video on her a while back when she was saying, oh, she took out all the plastic surgery because it was making her sick and all this, that, and the third. But even prior to all that happening, how she's saying she need a thug and she need this and she need that to handle her and all this other nonsense. Ladies, y'all do this to yourself because there is a lot of quote unquote, again, what is your definition of successful, right? Successful black men. My definition of a successful man in general, but a successful black man is a man that's educated or could be educated, doesn't always have to be educated, but that's educated, never been arrested, don't got no goddamn kids, ain't running around her getting X amount of damn females pregnant, not crazy, abusive, all those other things, right? Taking care of his household, taking care of his woman if he has one. That's my definition of successful. So again, depending from what I've gathered from what she said successful black men like him. She said that to Cam Newton. Cam Newton is in a whole nother level of quote unquote success, correct? So again, what is your definition of success? So again, bringing all this full circle, Miss K. Michelle, all of this stuff starts with you. You put out this type of damn crazy ass energy. This nonsense. Oh, I want a man that's a thug. I need a man. This is what she said. I need a man that can handle me. I need me a thug. I need me a goon. I need me a da, da, da. She didn't say goon, but but yeah, she said something of the sort. I need a thug. I need a dude that can handle. Now you're over here trying to compare yourself to a white man's family. If I was a betting man, I will bet a lot of money that their wives is not coming, has never came out here hollering about some goddamn, oh, I need me a thug. I can almost guarantee you none of those white men's wives is out here where they got damn titties out. Look at her. Hold on. Let me show her again one more time.
Black.
Let me show her one more time.
At what point do the success?
My bad. This is the nonsense. And this is considered pretty mild for K. Michelle. I don't know if there's some pictures I can't even show y'all on YouTube because I would get demonetized. What man will respect that? If my wife came, first of all, my wife came on a podcast dressed like that, let alone came outside dressed like that, we're going to have issues. Why? We're like, what are you trying to promote here? We can see you got titties, man. We see it. Yes, we can see it through women that's fully covered. I'm supposed to respect that. I'm supposed to come at you accordingly like that. No, I'm going to look at you and be like, bro, listen, you got it all out for sure. I'm going to ask how much. And this is where, again, this is where the nonsense starts. Listen, black men, to how they're pointing their fingers at guys like us. Look at the nonsense. Men control access to relationships. Women control access to sex. This whole coming full circle. This whole thing has been about black men creating random ass babies with whoever, right? Forgetting the fact that there's more black women that have kids compared to black men that have kids. Meaning what? These women, black women, they are running around here, and I've said this on camera also as well, running around here sharing baby daddies. I have multiple homegirls who had their first child from a dude that was already 2, 3, 4 damn baby mamas in. I've said this on camera also as well. I had a homegirl when I was in college when I was doing my bachelor's, right? Had her first child by a dude who already had 4 kids from 3 different women. I'm over here trying to set my homegirl up with one of my homeboys because I thought they would be a cool couple. I was trying to get them two together, and she was, oh no, I don't want to date him because of ABC 1 2 3. But then you ran around her and had a baby. You became baby mama number 4 with this random ass dude. Let's keep going, man. But again, ladies, y'all do this to yourself, man. We not about to do this. We're not. And again, I'm agreeing with a lot of the things that I didn't hear outside of those few little red flags. I didn't hear anything I didn't hear anything too bad, honestly. I agree. I'm in full agreement with her to an extent, about 80%, 90% agreement with her. Let's keep going.
Nashville and be like, you mean you ain't staying out till 6 in the morning? You gonna go home to your family? You gonna write this song and leave at 5 and 6 because you gonna take care of your family and your wife? At what point do the successful black men build black families? We ain't gonna ever have a black family if y'all don't do it. We're never gonna have it. It's just not gonna happen. So if your mentality is, yes, things happen, and I'm not knocking you for that. I didn't come here for that. But at what point do you take that black woman? Do you be in a home and show your kids what it's like, you know? At what point do you take a grip to it, not make excuses for it or mantras and things like that? It is so unfair to black women who have been the strength and builders of so many things. And I know life happens. You can't be with somebody you don't want to be with or whatever. But my grandparents did it. My grandfather, 92, died when he was 92, my best friend. I never seen another type of man. That's why I've turned down 3 rings.
Jesus.
Because they wasn't like my grandpa. My grandfather raised 9 kids on his own because my grandmama died before I could even meet her.
Hold on. Real quick, I ain't gonna stop too long, but R.I.P. Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuels said what? They are the engagement queens. You turned down 3 rings because they wasn't like your granddaddy. She turned down 3 rings, 3 engagement rings, because they was not like her baby. Was not like her grandfather. Ma'am, why were you with them? Why were you dating them in general? Then why were you sleeping with them? She has if I'm not mistaken, she has one. I think she has 2. I think she has one child who's like grown. I think it's like 15 or 20 or something like that. But grown. If I'm not mistaken, I can't. I'm trying to remember. I believe her son. She has a son, and I think she has one son. If I'm not mistaken, she has one son, and Buddy's like grown, like 18 or 25 or something like that. So these dudes were good enough for you to have sex with, to date, lay on your back with, let dude nut all inside you. But when dude got down on one knee and presented a ring to you, you said no because he wasn't like your granddad. Well, why were you with him from the jump then? Why were you even with him? Why did you allow the relationship to go on that long? I keep telling y'all, men control access to what? What do women control access to? If you are, okay, Michelle, and any black woman, if you're so that much into dating white men, go for it. I want you none but the best. Hell, I'm gonna cheer you on the goddamn side. Go for it. The issue that I'm seeing with K Michelle is the white guys that she's been sleeping with, they're not taking her serious. Why haven't any of them proposed to her as of yet? You had 3 engagements, no marriages, 3, no marriages. That's telling me something completely different as far as you and your decision-making skills. Why were you with those dudes for X amount? Because it's not like some random dude is running. I don't know, but if I was a betting man, I would assume it's not like random men is running up to her saying, "Hey, can I propose to you?" No, these are dudes that I would assume you're in a relationship with for an extended period of time, for a year, if not more, if not longer than. It doesn't take that long for you to figure out, yo, listen, hey, this dude's not for me. I got to keep moving. It doesn't take that long. So why did you allow it to get that long? To go on for so long? if those dudes is nothing like your damn granddad. That's number one. Number two, ma'am, are you like your grandmother? I can look at you and tell you're not like your grandma. I have a feeling your grandmother would have never came out her with her goddamn titties out looking like this.
What point are our black men going to stop the bullshit, the social media shit, and all of that, and build black homes? If we don't build black homes, we can't depend on white folk to build black homes.
That's a fact.
So when you see somebody like your significant other who clearly loves you, and it's all these black women rooting for her, rooting for you, they want you to build a black home. That's their anger. They don't know you. They can't judge you for anything else. They want you being who you are, being attractive, being successful. They want you to take hold and solidify and build a black home. That's not saying you're not taking care of the kids you have, because clearly you are, and you love your kids. Taking care of your kids and building a home is two different things. At what point are we going to stop these back and forths? Oh, this type of woman don't say nothing to me about that. Well, guess what? You're just weak. Like, you...
Shame, insults, guilt, and the need to be right. That train is never late, y'all boys.
You want a strong woman around you. And I'm sorry, like, black women have just, that we get copied from hair to body to everything. Black women are the most unloved individuals in America, but the ones who have built.
The most mimicked.
Most mimicked. Good or bad mimic, you know? But we looking to you. We looking to you. A successful black man, we are looking to you to change the narrative. And when you don't, it becomes, go on that show and tear his ass up.
Mm-hmm. I received that. And nothing but a white flag, because I have been guilty. But if we're going to have this conversation, how we need to have this conversation, just like you're holding me accountable.
Hold me accountable.
I need black women to hold themselves.
Okay, come on, let's go.
Again, I'll provide the full link so y'all can go ahead and watch that in the description. This is what happens when you allow nonsense like this. Over and over and over again, this is what happens. She sat there for 7 minutes and how long it's been? 27 seconds, right? She sat there for 7 minutes and 27 seconds, pointing the finger at black men. I agree with, again, now that we're done with this portion of the video, because again, like I said, if I got time, I'll get to others. I agree with 80% of everything that she said. I didn't hear too much of, outside the other red flags, I didn't hear anything incorrect. I am in agreement with what she's saying. But ma'am, there is a cause and an effect. Everything that she spoke on regarding black men and families, all those other things, was not the cause. It's an effect. So what happened to the cause? We're talking about the effect. The effect is black men doing a bad job, black men running around making all these random ass families, these households, black men doing ABC 1, 2, 3. But what is the cause? The cause is what Cam Newton was just about to get into. Because I saw that portion also too as well. And 9 times out of 10, I'll probably get into that, where he spoke on black women holding themselves accountable. Because Cam Newton broke it down very eloquently, and I was very not shocked, because Cam Newton is actually he's a pretty educated brother, so he tends to explain himself and execute his thoughts very, very nicely, so nothing against him. But yeah, as far as his response, it was very well said. Mainly because what, right? if we're gonna have this type of conversation, we have to have it in its entirety. Why are, or why was, as far as the men that these black women are going for, why are y'all messing with these type of men? Why are y'all sleeping with them? Why are y'all having babies with them? If you pull up some of K. Michelle's exes, you'll just get to shaking your head. Like, why the hell was you even messing with a dude like this? Why did you have a baby with a dude like that? Why were you out here on social media on national TV talking about you need a thug and you want this, that, and the third? Why? It doesn't make sense when you're looking at it from a grown ass woman's standpoint, because she's what, 40, 45 years old, right? 40, I think, I don't know, somewhere about 40, 40, 45. She might be older. I might be tripping, but it is what it is. Still making these dumb ass decisions as far as what? The men that they decide to lay on their backs with. This woman really came out here and was saying she turned down 3 engagements because those dudes were not like her granddaddy. Forgetting the fact that these are the dudes that you decided to get in a relationship with. I gotta go back and finish watching this interview, man. Because so far it was a really, really good back and forth. All in all, y'all, again, I didn't hear. I agree with majority of things she said. 80% of things she said, 90% of things she said. I agree with it. But I agree with it from the standpoint of it being the effect of something, not the cause of something. And black people, if we're going to address these types of issues, these types of problems within the within black community, cool, we can have this discussion. I can talk about the effect all day long. Hey, bro, I'm right there with you, and I'm gonna agree with you. Hell, 9 times out of 10, just like I did here with her. 9 times out of 10, I'm going to agree with her. But we also need to have the conversation of the cause. The cause. Because I can sit up there and tell you, if I was a successful dude such as Cam Newton, as far as money, status, and fame, and all those other things, like how Cam Newton had, going into the NFL, getting into the damn Super Bowl. I think he lost in the Super Bowl, but he still got to the Super Bowl. He still got there to the goddamn Super Bowl. If I'm not mistaken, I believe he lost, but it is what it is. It happens. A lot of quarterbacks, a lot of teams don't even make it to the Super Bowl. Has not made it to the Super Bowl in damn 10 plus, 20 plus, 30 plus years. Hell, I'm a damn Dolphins fan. My Dolphins ain't been nowhere close to the damn Super Bowl since, what, 80s? You know what I'm saying? So this brother is stapled in the NFL. Will forever be a staple in the NFL. So if you're going to say a successful black man such as him, cool, I get that. But a lot of black men will never reach Cam Newton's status. But hey, man, I don't. I want y'all to comment down below. Let me know what you thought about this video, man. Thanks for watching. And until next time, please, man, be safe for her, cuz.